Well, we're green flag. We are green, 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 green. Sorry about that. No broadcast today. It is just self-commentary. As it's Daniel Hemrick out front. We'll see how long it takes to get back viewers. We'll see how long it takes back to get viewers. But it is Daniel Hemrick. Dang, he's getting a big push from Noah Gragson. It's going to take a while to get back viewers. Unfortunate. But it is going to be fun as Austin Cindric on the bottom. Do you like my microphone? Hopefully it's not too glitchy. Let's make sure. Is it too glitchy? No, it looks like it's glitchy. I'm just really behind time. But it's Austin Cindric with the lead over Harrison Burton as they go all through that bottom lane. It is all that water that is collected on the bottom. We got 3 people watching today. I was going to have the broadcast, but YouTube decided to copyright me. What else is new? So, we're going to just have a self-commentary. As Daniel Hemrick on the top side with Harrison Burton. And now on the bottom, here comes Austin Cindric. He has some help. I think that's Justin Haley there to push him. As Harrison Burton, he has 4 wins. He's doing pretty good. But that top lane is getting started. We only have 4 cars on the bottom, and this is not promising on how this race is going to go. But hey, Hemrick went to the bottom. Bring that bottom lane to go. Cindric up to the top to block Harrison Burton to get a run. Hemrick blocks, and Daniel Hemrick keeps the lead. But that bottom lane might actually be getting started as Justin Haley on the bottom with Brandon Jones. As we go to lap 3, we've completed 2 laps already of the 25-lap stage. If I'm not mistaken, no comp caution. I think there's no comp caution. I got to check again. There also is a lot of jostling back. Joey Gase in that 28 car. A lot of people were excited to see him in the 28. He is unfortunately to the garage. Will most likely, if he does get back on the track, be multiple laps down. That will be over. Car 3 wide already. That is a Toyota. Not sure who that is. We'll get a better camera angle. He's stuck 3 wide. That is Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon in his probably final start for Joe Gibbs of the year. We'll see if he can get more sponsorship, but we know Ty Gibbs and Kyle Busch are mainly filling in for that car. This is kind of Ty Dillon's last chance to show what he's got. We'll see how long it takes back to get viewers. YouTube has no reason now to copyright me anymore. Justin Haley on the bottom. Wow! Hemrick went up to the top to block Austin Cindric as they came out of 2, and it was close. He knifed it in on the top, and Hemrick continues to keep the lead as the bottom lane is led by Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones, we don't think of him as a super great plate racer, but you never know. He could always upset for sure. But it's Daniel Hemrick who leads. Justin Haley went in front of Brandon Jones. Justin Haley leading on the bottom lane as Daniel Hemrick keeps the lead. Austin Cindric right behind as we go to lap number 5. We're going to take a quick commercial break. It has been an exciting race so far. Daniel Hemrick leads, and we have completed 5 laps in the record books. Glad to see it's working. It was lagging before, so we got 5 viewers now. If you are looking for the broadcast, this is not the broadcast. I wanted to get the broadcast up. You may have seen. You might have been in the first stream. That didn't work. YouTube decided to copyright, so we're doing this. It's the next best thing. It was gonna include my self-commentary anyway. Well, I guess that's why it says radio in the title. So you can sign off if you want. If you don't want, if you want the broadcast, then you're going to have to go somewhere else. I saw someone turn it off. There were 5 people watching. Now it's 4. So hopefully you can all hear me well. I think you can. Yeah, I'm using a separate device to see how it sounds, and so far it sounds great. Let's plug in some stuff. You can remember you can use code Soren72 to get free shipping off orders, $20 or more when you order from Circle B Diecast. It's a great deal. Remember the code is Soren72. I'll put that up in the chat. I think it's also in the description as well. You can use that code to get free shipping off all orders, $20 or more. It's a great deal. I use it all the time. Help support the channel. Follow me on Twitter if you want, at Review Soren. I'll also put that in the chat as well. It's gonna be a fun race, I think. So far, it looks very dicey. I'm worried they may wreck too soon. Hopefully not. I don't think they will just yet. I think they'll be conservative for probably the first stage at least. If we can make it about halfway without a wreck, I think that, or a big one at least. Maybe a spin here ain't horrible. Gets the field bunch up back together. Looks like everyone though wants to race. If this is any similar to the Daytona race, I think we're gonna have a great race. And so far in the 5 laps we've seen, it's been a pretty good race so far. I'm using Fox's broadcast to view this race. I was gonna have it on the stream, did not work. YouTube doesn't like that, which I don't blame him. Then YouTube's all very, very touchy with copyright stuff. For viewers watching, we're waiting for the the broadcast to get back on. So far, though, it's been a great race as we're back as Daniel Hemric continues to lead that top lane as Austin Cindric on the top pushes him along with Harrison Burton. Daniel Hemric was starting up front, and he has kept that lead. Justin Haley, though, on the bottom continues to try to take it as he looks to the inside. Can he get there? He has help from Brandon Jones. No, he will not. Hemric continues to keep the lead on the top, but so far it's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, and it goes all the way back to about 18th in this lead pack. Everybody else has fallen into a smaller pack. Hopefully they'll come back and race. Have a shot. Maybe just staying out of this pack in case there is a wreck. Justin Haley's won 3 of the last 4 plate races. Hemric goes back up to the top to block Cindric. He went down to block Justin Haley's run. And we're going to see a lot of that today. Blocking is a big thing here in Talladega, similar to Daytona, as Daniel Hemric leads with Austin Cindric. Now, Brandon Jones, he's the second car in the bottom. He's got 4 career wins. And to say that he's a rather lucky driver is an understatement. I mean, look at his win at Darlington last year. Those 2 cars, Brandon Jones and Justin Haley, are both very, very lucky. Most of their wins have resulted because of other cars in front of them wrecking. Daniel Hemric on the top with Austin Cindric. Justin Haley looks to get a run, as it looks like some cars going to the top. The bottom lane is fizzling out here, as it would be expected. Like I said, this is going to be interesting. How aggressive are these drivers going to be? Because if they're really aggressive, then they'll stay on the bottom constantly. But look, Brandon Jones just went to the top. He had been one of those advocates who had been running the bottom for a while, and he went to the top to get in front of Josh Berry, who won our last Xfinity race at Martinsville. So far, though, not many cars, despite about 18th on back, kind of distancing themselves by about 5/10. Everyone has stayed pretty close to the main pack. I would say that we'll probably get about 28 competitive race cars, right, that can hold their own, which is about average for the Xfinity Series, right? You got a lot of back markers in the Xfinity Series, so we will see. And it's still early, too. Once Rex fizzle out and stuff, we'll see a lot of those, like the JD Motorsport drivers, and we'll see, who else? We'll see, like, Gray Galding, they'll come up through the pack later on in the field. 3 cars are still stuck on the bottom. That's Justin Haley, Jeb Burton, and Myatt Snyder. And unlike the Cup Series where you can kind of hold your own on the bottom, it is pretty much impossible to do on the Xfinity Series with only 3 cars. So far, everybody's going to the top. It looks like a giant freight train. Choo-choo. As Daniel Hemric keeps the lead over Austin Cindric. We already got a lap car about mid-backstretch. Joey Gase is 5 laps down. However, he is back on track. He may be able to get it. If we had a lot of cautions, he may be able to get all those laps back. But, it would be very, very hard to do that, as there are some cars already 5 seconds off the pace. There appears to be a big pack in the back. as it is Joey Gase, the car that we are lapping. The next lowest car is Natalie Decker and Cesar Baccarella, along with some other cars. They are running in about a 20-second, or about a pack about 20 seconds back. As Justin Haley continues to fall back, I mean, he can't do anything. He's trying to get something from his teammate, which is Jeb Burton, but I mean, he's got to get help on that bottom. He's got to have cars. I mean, he might be able to get that draft on the lap car up there, but you know, AJ Allmendinger went to the top. He is that other colleague teammate that's not on the bottom. He's kind of distanced himself from this pack, despite him being 17th. Looks like this is going to be very similar to the Talladega Fall Race, which is a bit unfortunate. I really wanted to see some more competitiveness, and maybe we will see that. And I say that because right behind Allmendinger, who's running 17th, is the 78 car. I think that is. My mistakes. It's Colin Garrett in the 26. So that car's pretty fast for Sam Hunt Racing. We don't see Sam Hunt often. They're running 18th. This is a great opportunity for all these small teams to run up front. But pretty much everybody has gone to the top except for Justin Haley and Jeb Burton. Those collie cars stuck on the top. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. So that's going to end the Fox broadcast for now. So far, it's been a pretty solid race for the most part. And other than that mishap with YouTube deciding to copyright the original stream, I would say this has gone pretty well. Remember, if you're wondering, if you're just joining us and you see Soren 72, that is my Plan B sales code. So you can use that code, Soren 72, to get free shipping off all orders $20 or more. It's a great deal. Great deal. Save like $5 on shipping. If you buy a 124 diecast, you'd save like $10 on shipping. Follow me on Twitter if you want to, at Review Soren. I'll put that in the chat again. Overall, it's been a pretty solid race so far. And I'm going to be right back. We're back. It's very hot wearing this mask. But you got to protect your identity. This has been a pretty solid race. Daniel Hemrick, I think, has led every single lap. And if that's not impressive, that's pretty good for a plate track, 14 laps in. But everyone is being, pretty cautious, I would say. Daniel Hemrick leads with Austin Cindric. Those two cars on the bottom, Justin Haley, Jeb Burton. Like I said, though, colleague's going to be a real threat. And just for them, sticking on the bottom so long, they probably could have gone to the top. And for them to stay in the, bottom so long, granted, now they can't get to the top, but, even though they want to. But they were the longest ones out there. So, we'll see how it goes. Some good paint schemes out here. I always like to see the paint schemes. A lot of orange paint schemes. Daniel Hemrick's running an orange paint scheme. Harrison Burton's running an orange paint scheme. Noah Gragson's running an orange paint scheme. Justin Allgaier's racing an orange paint scheme. A lot of orange paint schemes. So that's a bit interesting. But it's always cool to see all those. Austin Cindric's running like a silver paint scheme. That's cool. So remember, you can watch tomorrow's race on Fox, not on this YouTube stream. As everybody has gone to the top, we're back on the broadcast as Noah Gragson has taken the lead. With Justin Haley, Jeb Burton, AJ Allmendinger, Myatt Snyder, and Ty Gibbs on the bottom. We got at the bottom lane back. They're too wide. Side by side with 8 laps to go. And Daniel Hemrick trying to command the lead. And now he might be able to get it. Does he go to the bottom? Not yet. But now they are 2 by 2 by 2. As there are 18 cars in this lead pack. And then about 6/10 back are some other race cars. I think they're expecting a wreck. But so far, it's been pretty good. Daniel Hemrick leads. Does he go to the bottom of the block? Noah Gragson. He does. Back up to the top. Cindric to the middle. Here comes Austin Cindric into the inside. Not going to have a big enough run as Noah Gragson. Almost amazing how well he is at these plate tracks. He almost won a Talladega Fall. Had him and Chase Briscoe not blocked crazily. And then he won the Daytona race in 2019 as well. So Noah Gragson, he's on the bottom lane. He is doing a great job so far, as Noah Gragson continues to lead on the bottom with Daniel Hemrick side by side. Next to him on the top lane, Hemrick now has the lead back. He is leading on the top lane, but now everyone going to the bottom. The top lane's fizzling out now, and the bottom lane back to fizzling out. The lanes are fizzling out here, and then they switch. They're constantly switching here. Oh boy, Cindric blocked Harrison Burton. Hemrick back to the top to block Cindric. Cindric is getting antsy. He wants to pass that 18 badly, as there looks to be maybe a third line starting. Josh Berry, yes, there is a third line starting. Brandon Jones got put in the middle, and it looks like maybe a car will go with him. But if I'm Brandon Jones, you got to go to the bottom here. As the bottom lane continues to fizzle out, Cindric up high. Hemrick looks to block. Cindric to the inside, 3 wide. 3 wide for the lead. Here comes Austin Cindric. He goes to the bottom, and Austin Cindric, who won the Daytona race earlier this year in a similar type fashion, takes the lead here over Noah Gragson, goes back up to the dominant lane to block Daniel Hemrick and Harrison Burton. Austin Cindric wants those stage wins. He's definitely, probably, arguably, the best Xfinity driver currently in this field, as everybody's getting antsy. Now the bottom lane starting to gain momentum. Gragson on the bottom, pushing Austin Cindric, the leader, as Daniel Hemrick maybe. Can he get a run over Daniel Hemrick? As Austin Cindric now with the lead, looking to keep the lead over Noah Gragson. As I see in the chat, Jacob M. Hey, when did you start doing this? Today, actually. This is the first ever Soren Review Race Network. So this is pretty cool, as Austin Cindric keeps the lead. Does he go to the bottom? No, he cannot. Here comes Noah Gragson on the inside. Blocks Justin Haley, as Noah Gragson, he's doing a great job being able to keep this lead. And most cars who aren't able to side draft like this, they're going to end up leading this middle line or bottom line, especially when you have an Xfinity race like this where the dominant line is apparent. Gragson's doing a great job at leading this field, and then he's got a great car behind him, Justin Haley. Thank you, Jacob. Noah Gragson on the bottom. He's with the leader. As the top line is kind of getting all jumbled up here, Harrison Burton got put out 3 wide. There's a third middle line started with Harrison Burton, Brett Moffitt, Riley Herbst. Herbst back up to the top. That's in the back of the pack, as Hemrick and Cindric maybe went to the middle line to see if that was starting to develop. And when they realized that nobody's really serious about this middle line, they continue to try to get anything, but Noah Gragson's the leader. Gragson on the bottom with Justin Haley, as they're coming to 3 laps to go. They're about entering turn number 4. Doing a pretty good job so far. Noah Gragson on the bottom with Justin Haley, as now Justin Haley has kind of got pulled out. Now they're a single file now, as they're 3 wide on behind that. Now you got kind of this pack where the top 3 kind of are all single file. Well, now it's top 2. As Cindric goes to the middle line, there is now a very apparent 3 wide, as all 3 by 3 continues. Noah Gragson with the lead. Justin Haley on the bottom with Jeb Burton and AJ Allmendinger. All 3 of the Call League racing cars are on the bottom. This is a great chance if they can easily go around Noah Gragson here and steal this stage win. But this plan might get messed up if this top lane starts gaining momentum, which it is slightly. Austin Cindric over Harrison Burton. Gragson leads as they come out of 4. Noah Gragson with the lead. Goes down to the bottom to block Justin Haley. There's no big runs yet as they enter the tri-oval, coming to 2 laps to go in stage number 1. Noah Gragson with the lead. Cindric now side drafting that 3rd place car. Jeb Burton on the inside. Now Austin Cindric. They are dead even for 3rd. Now, what does Justin Haley do? Does he stay on that inside and hope that his colleague teammates can get him around Noah Gragson? Or does maybe he go with Austin Cindric on that top line? As Cindric goes to the block with help from Harrison Burton, who's running that very interesting offer pad paint scheme. Gragson up to block Austin Cindric. Now back down to the bottom to block Justin Haley. There through 3 and 4, they're getting really racy as they coming out of 4 to end the stage with 1 lap to go. Noah Gragson with the lead as they enter the Tri-Oval. Noah Gragson, he's got a good lead with Justin Haley. Gragson up to the top to block Austin Cindric. 1 lap to go in stage number 1. Now here comes Justin Haley on the inside. That may have been a poor move from Noah Gragson on the outside. Here comes Justin Haley for the lead. Gragson back to the inside. Does Jeb Burton stay with him? Gragson's got to knife it in if he wants any chance. Oh, almost a huge crash. AJ Allmendinger saved it coming out of 4. Everybody jumbled up. Jeb Burton to the top, trying to get a run from Harrison Burton. Gragson follows. Haley blocks into 3 for the final time in stage number 1. Justin Haley, they're 3 wide on behind. Now Noah Gragson trying to get any run. Nobody is lined up here. And out of turn number 4 into the Tri-Oval for the final time in stage number 1. Jeb Burton looks to the inside for second on Noah Gragson, but it's Justin Haley who wins stage 1 over Jeb Burton and Noah Gragson. What a finish for Justin Haley. Gets it over Jeb Burton. Let's look at this. AJ Allmendinger on the last lap. He got a push maybe either from Brandon Jones or Myatt Snyder. We'll look at a replay in a minute. But what an amazing stage 1 finish. Justin Haley, I said those Collie cars were going to be great, and they did that for sure. Got 8 people watching. That is amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. Nova the Pug, good friend of mine, better than the Fox broadcast. Thank you. If you think that's a good thing. I don't know. I'm not literally listening to the Fox broadcast. Adam Alexander, Reddick, and Blaney. Those are pretty good commentators. But overall, I thought that was a great stage end. Justin Haley with the stage win. We're taking a quick break because it is the end of stage 1. I am on commercial. There's not much to talk about. Remember, you can use code Soren72 to get free shipping off all orders $20 or more. When you use code Soren72, right, you get free shipping off orders $20 or more. You save like $5 on shipping and handling. Also, follow me on Twitter if you want, @ReviewSoren. It's a great, I retweet a lot of giveaways. So if you want to enter giveaways, I do that too. I'm going to be right back before we come back to the broadcast for pit stops. I'm right doing it. I know, but they don't have your names on YouTube. Yes, and Canon also put better than Fox broadcast. How many viewers did we lose during that quick break? 1. We lost 1 viewer. That's not bad. That's better than I thought it would be. As we are waiting, an amazing stage so far. No wreckage. I thought AJ Allmendinger not been such the good driver he is, he would have saved it and overcorrected it and taken out a ton of race cars. So good job for AJ Allmendinger for not wrecking the entire field. Overall, though, I think it's been a solid first 25 laps. We got a lot more to go in this race. Everywhere there at the end just got all jumbled up. Jeb Burton didn't even follow his teammate. I think he maybe even could have gone past, because had he gone to the bottom and Gragson not followed, he did get second there, so I'll give him that. But your rest of your top 10 was Justin Haley, Jeb Burton, Noah Gragson, Austin Cindric, Harrison Burton, AJ Allmendinger, Daniel Hemrick, Brandon Brown, Brandon Jones, and Justin Allgaier. We're coming to pit stops under the caution flag here. So they are currently pitting and showing Harrison Burton, AJ Allmendinger, Justin Haley, Brandon Jones. It looks like everyone's taking 4 tires like they should. There's no reason, I think, to not take 4 tires here. I don't know if you can really make it. through the 2 stages. I think that if you don't take 4 tires, you're basically banking on a caution. Some drivers taking 2 tires here, which is interesting. An interesting strategy for sure. The top 8, I think, are taking 2 tires, which is fair, I guess. Your right side or left side tires don't wear too much, if I'm not mistaken. It's left side tires, so I guess you could take 2. I think we'll probably have 1 caution in stage 2. I wouldn't be surprised if we wreck, but if we do make it, it's gonna be pretty good. But Justin Haley, coming to the final, lap, Gragson went high to block, and personally, I think he should have just stayed to the bottom, and I think that is a result of, if his spotter obviously did not relay to him that all the colleague cars were on the bottom, because I think he would have stayed on the bottom had he known all the colleague cars were on the bottom. I mean, we know how good colleague is here. Colleague Racing is very solid, very good, very good team. So overall, we're doing pretty good. We're under another caution break like we would. We got to wait for all these pace laps, all these lap cars, which I think there only is one. I think there might only be one. Joey Gase might be the only one car lap down, and for him, he's 5 laps down. Had to go to the garage. He is back out, though. He's running that awesome, I think, Davey Allison tribute paint scheme. He's doing the same thing in the Cup race tomorrow, running the 28 car. So we'll probably get to see it when it gets lapped, because unfortunately Joey Gase is not the best driver, and he's running probably for the worst team, unfortunately. So currently Justin Haley is leading. He is doing a pretty good job. I think he cycled out as the leader. So we're going to have another 25 lap stage here, which should put us to, I think, lap 50. Then we will have a 63 lap stage to end it, and then we're done for today. So overall, been a very, very good Xfinity race. Well, I wouldn't say very, very good. That's a very much overstatement. But overall, the broadcast has been pretty good on my end, at least. And it's been a solid race so far. Remember, you can use code Soren72. I'm going to keep plugging this in. I don't care how much I plug this in. If you're not subscribed, remember to subscribe and turn on bell notifications. Really helps. Most importantly, though, like the stream. Like the stream. That the more likes, more people chance it's going to get recommended to people. More chance people are going to watch. More chance people are going to subscribe. Cause and effect. It really helps the channel. So we got 6 viewers watching. That's pretty good. That's a very good. Much more than I expected. On my end. So one of those is me, and I would assume maybe the 2 people that have commented. Now we got 7 people. But currently Jeb Burton is the leader over Justin Haley, Daniel Hemrick, Austin Cindric, Brandon Jones. So Hemrick and Jones, they're in 3rd and 5th. They are 2 of the 4 Dash for Cash drivers. Mike Snyder, Ty Dillon, Riley Herbst are the drivers that took 2 tires. So the top 8 right now, let me repeat it: Jeb Burton, Justin Haley, Daniel Hemrick, Austin Cindric, Brandon Jones, Mike Snyder, Ty Dillon, and Daniel Herbst. Riley Herbst are the top 8. They only took 2 tires. Everybody else, I'm assuming, took 4. There are some guys. This definitely got shuffled out a little because Michael Annett fell. Michael Annett did one Daytona in 2019. That's his only career win. So who knows? We're restarting this time. Pace car is in, and we are about to start the start. We're about to start stage 2. 29 of 113 laps complete. Colleague teammates lead it as we're about to go back to the green. Now we're back to the green. Jeb Burton going to probably work with his teammate to get Justin Haley to the bottom or the top. As Jeb Burton gets a big launch, does he go to the top? Yes, he does. So I'm assuming those collie cars want to control the top, or maybe bring Justin Haley back down to the bottom, as AJ Allmendinger is pretty far. Well, no, he's running 9th, so he's not too far. Mike Snyder out, already 3 wide. But Noah Gragson follows along with a big train in the back. I think that's Colin Garrett who might have followed. Hey, they're trying to get a third line started, so at least these drivers are ambitious, right? They wanna at least go and try to win this thing. Jeb Burton with the lead, though. Daniel Hemrick on the bottom. He has help from Brandon Jones. Justin Haley side drafting. He's that second car on the top lane. But Jeb Burton, like I said, if in the other stream, that he's going to be I think he's going to be a real contender at the end of this thing if he avoids these wrecks. I think you can't really say, though, who's going to be, the top contender as Jeb Burton leads as they take lap 6 to 25 in stage 2. You can't really tell who's going to win, until you see those cars on the final restart, and I love how they join and then they leave. I think that's funny. But Jeb Burton continues to lead. Justin Haley on the top. Cars are fizzling out on the bottom. They do not want to be on that bottom line this early. It's all the Toyotas. It's Daniel Hemrick, Brandon Jones, Ty Dillon. Gragson made it 3 wide, I think. Gragson in the back made it 3 wide. Don't know if he has any help or not. Jeb Burton on the top side with help from Justin Haley. But here comes Austin Cindric on the bottom. Austin Cindric with 4 teammate Riley Herbst. Riley Herbst is yet to win in the Xfinity Series. He's pushing Austin Cindric, and what a perfect race for Riley Herbst. And we said anyone can win. Riley Herbst is definitely one of them. Who could win this race? Austin Cindric on the bottom. Can he get help from Herbst? But right now, those colleague teammates, they're just so good at plate racing. As now AJ Allmendinger has gone to the top. It is all 3 colleague cars on the top. Can anyone even beat him? But I will mention this. The 4 cars behind him, 3 of those 4 are junior motorsport cars. Justin Allgaier, Josh Berry, then you have Mike Snyder, and then Noah Gragson. Junior Motorsports is always good at these plate tracks, and then they always end up wrecking out. So if they can avoid wrecks, they are definitely a threat, especially Noah Gragson. We know how aggressive he is. Here, Jeb Burton to the top. Goes to the top to block, to keep Justin Haley behind him. AJ Allmendinger poked out for a second, but he's not going to leave Justin Haley until that last lap. Austin Cindric on the bottom as the bottom line fizzles out. But there is a third line starting in the back. Brandon Brown, Jeremy Clements, Brett Moffitt. Moffitt's running for points again. Got to remember that. So Brett Moffitt, we mentioned he's going to be a great car if he can be there at the end. Almost won this race in the spring last year. And now we got 3 wide. Gragson had a run in the middle. Farther back, had to back out of it. But here comes Austin Cindric again. We are 3 wide here. 3 by 3 by 3, about 6 rows back. Everybody, Cindric went to the middle to maybe pull up that middle line. But it's that top line with the most cars. Jeb Burton leads with Justin Haley and AJ Allmendinger as they take lap 9. Noah Gragson has been real aggressive. He actually passed his teammate, Justin Allgaier, on the top. Did that to get in front of him. He did. Noah Gragson, he even went to the middle. Noah Gragson's a great plate racer. I think Noah Gragson's biggest issue is he's got to work with his teammates. He can't do everything by himself. The draft's not going to work as we're 2 wide now. We go around the lap car. I'm not sure who that was. Not important, though, is... Oh, my mistake. It's not a lap car. It's Riley Herbst. That sounds like an insult. No, but Riley Herbst, I think, accidentally got shuffled out there. Not the fastest car. But we'll see how he does. But they're 2 by 2. Jeb Burton and Austin Cindric. We're going to a commercial break. And Jeb Burton leads over Justin Haley. So far, a pretty good race. And we are under caution. We are not going Fox side by side. Okay, well, 5 viewers still. These 5 want to watch. We'll see how many. Now 6 viewers. We just went to a commercial break. 6th viewer who just joined. That's kind of stalkerish. You're like, how did they know I joined? No, but 6 viewers now watching. We just went to a commercial break. Remember, you can use code Soren72 to get free shipping off all orders $20 or more. Soren72. That's the code. It's a great deal. Help support the channel. Also, follow me on Twitter at ReviewSoren. Also, something great. They just left. 6 person left. I have my ways of telling who's interested or not. People see the stream, they click on it. Hey, but if they can click on it, maybe they'll get intrigued. So we're under a quick caution break. I'm going to see if I can fix my microphone real quick. There we go. That's better. Neck hurts because it is difficult to commentate so far. We're under the caution break, but I'm actually surprised they didn't go Fox side by side. Why didn't they go Fox side by side? They should have gone Fox side by side. Because if it's actually kind of dumb why they didn't go Fox side by side. They're literally side by side for the lead. Jeb Burton and Austin Cindric, they're side by side. But watch, when they go back to the broadcast, they're going to be all riding the top lane. So I already know that's what's going to happen. I hope that's not the case, but yeah, we'll see. It's going to be so far it's been a good race. I'm surprised we haven't wrecked yet, but I've noticed with Xfinity races, it takes a little while. Somebody put in the chat, I don't know why people believe it's a great stream. I think it's an okay stream. I don't know about great, but if you think it's great, that's great. They tune in and then they see that I'm not actually showing the Fox broadcast and they leave because they want to watch Fox's professional commentators, not me. They don't want to see me, which is fine. Everyone has their preferences. I don't mind. This is just to get exposure for the channel, and people want to watch, that's fine. So we're under the caution here, or we're under the commercial break, not caution. Not yet. We're not under the caution yet. Jeb Burton, though, those colleague teammates are working very well. Not as great, though, as I thought. I thought they would be able to hold all three of them. They'd be single file, absolutely keeping, everybody at bay. But no, they've actually done a really good job so far. Really solid. As we are coming back from commercial break, they're talking about Noah Gragson. Noah Gragson, he's been really aggressive so far. We saw he didn't even want to work with his teammate Justin Allgaier. So we'll see how Noah Gragson does here, as they are still side by side. They're not 3x3x3 anymore. But right now, Austin Cindric is the leader with help from, yes, you hear it, Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon is doing really good. Noah Gragson obviously got shuffled out. He's running 17th. He actually is kind of falling off the pack. Maybe he chose to go back. But we're 2x2x2x2, about 16 cars in this lead pack. Austin Cindric is the leader with help from Ty Dillon. All those Toyotas are on the bottom. It's all the Joe Gibbs Toyotas, actually. Ty Dillon, Daniel Hemrick, Brandon Jones, Harrison Burton, they're all doing a very good job. Austin Cindric continues to control this race. Jeb Burton has help from the colleague teammates, but I think they may be realizing that this top lane is not as dominant. We've seen this today. The top lane is not as dominant, and it normally isn't. It's just that people elect to go to the top lane, and even Dale Jr. said this, is that he doesn't even understand why people choose the top over the bottom, because the top line is slower. It's harder to control. I don't know, but the drivers like to go to the top, as Austin Cindric is leading with Ty Dillon right now. If we get a wreck, this could lure in some other drivers. We're on lap 40 of 113, so far we've done pretty good. Wow, as Daniel Hemrick looked to the top side, they blocked Jeb Burton along with Ty Dillon and Austin Cindric. They all went to the top, as they are now leading this race and controlling it. No one outside of them. Ty Dillon, that second place car. Remember, all those Toyotas. Ty Dillon, Daniel Hemrick, Brandon Jones. If they can get lined up here and they stay like this to the end of the stage, they can easily go around Austin Cindric right here. Now, that's the bad part about Austin Cindric is, well, he has to form alliances with Toyota and Chevrolet, which appears maybe it's Toyota. He doesn't have it. He has one kind of teammate. He has Riley Herbst, and that's a Ford teammate. Technically, isn't even his own teammate. He's got no teammate, so he has to really control this line. But they're three wide back there. But Jeb Burton doing a great job. Fastest lap so far, Noah Gragson at a 195.11 as Austin Cindric went to the top to block Ty Dillon. Maybe Ty Dillon getting antsy. Then Brett Moffitt, Joe Graff Jr., Michael Annett, Josh Williams. We have not seen pretty much anyone in this other than these top 16 the whole time. I mean, they are pretty much everyone else is 4 seconds or more back. Right, Josh Williams is that first car that is not, as Austin Cindric goes to the inside. He got put 3 wide. Ty Dillon, we're actually 3 wide right here. Ty Dillon on the outside. Jeb Burton on the bottom. They are 3 wide. They're 3 wide. Everybody's 3 wide. Oh boy, if we get a big wreck, this is taking out everyone. Jeb Burton on the bottom. Can he get help from Justin Allgaier? Austin Cindric in the middle. He's trying to get help from Justin Haley. And Ty Dillon trying to get help from Daniel Hemrick. As now on the bottom, Jeb Burton starting to prevail as that dominant car. As now we are back to 2 wide. As Austin Cindric got a good run. Ty Dillon struggling on that top lane. Can't really back up to Daniel Hemrick that well. Doesn't look like he's got a super great race car like Daytona. If we remember Daytona, he was controlling those lanes. As we're back to 2 wide, other than Brandon Jones, who is on the bottom, he is probably going to fall back here. Unless there's a car that goes with him here, as there appears to be. I'm not sure who that is. It might be Brett Moffitt. But Austin Cindric's leading on the top side now with Justin Haley. How does he go? He goes to the top line. Jeb Burton on the bottom. Help from Justin Allgaier. But that top line is struggling as Justin Haley kind of went to the bottom to side draft Jeb Burton. Almost bumped him. Ooh, it was a close finish. As Austin Cindric leads on the bottom with Jeb Burton. Jeb Burton to the top to get past his Justin Allgaier. As now we finally go Fox side by side. About time. Austin Cindric, the leader, though. Those Collie racing cars are doing everything they can to get past them. Jeb Burton, Justin Haley on the top side, they're doing everything. Those two are hooked up. They can easily go around Austin Cindric. Austin Cindric's got to watch out here. We're with 7 to go as we enter the backstretch. He is the most vulnerable driver in this field, I think. He is one of 2 Fords, I think, maybe the 3rd Ford. But like I said, if there is a 3rd Ford, it is not a very fast one. As look at this, Justin Haley. He went to the bottom with help from Ty Dillon, and it doesn't look like maybe Jeb Burton didn't go with him. Now, Ty Dillon, he's got to run. Jeb Burton, yeah, he fell back. They did not go with Jeb Burton. And this might have been a plan by the Toyotas to go around these Collie cars, but Justin Haley went back to the top to pick up Jeb Burton. And guess who's behind Jeb Burton? Yes, the other Collie racing car, AJ Allmendinger. As they are 2 by 2 now. Nobody's in that middle line, but you'll see in a minute as that lead change is heating up. Justin Haley trying to side draft Austin Cindric. We got 9 viewers. That's great. Justin Haley on the top side with help from Jeb Burton. Austin Cindric on the bottom. Help from Ty Dillon. Now, everybody, they are side by side. They got to watch out because guess what? One big mistake, it's a huge wreck. As Austin Cindric and Justin Haley, they are working side by side. We only got like 16 cars too in this lead pass, 17 cars, I think. As Justin Allgaier, Brandon Jones get stuck 3 wide. I mean, it's actually nuts. As Justin Haley got really close, went to the top side. I didn't know if he got clear, but Jeb Burton, I think he got shuffled out. He did. Jeb Burton got shuffled out here. As Austin Cindric, the leader, going to go to the top to block Justin Haley. Ty Dillon tried to follow. No, Noah Gragson, will he go around him here? They go to that middle line as they are trying to shuffle out. I think that is Brandon Brown, maybe? I think they're trying to shuffle up Brandon Brown from the bottom. As the bottom line right now is Ty Dillon, Noah Gragson, and I think Jeb Burton, maybe? We're back now. As they enter the trial, they're coming to 4 laps to go this time. That bottom line is super disorganized. Austin Cindric on the top. He is leading Justin Haley. And so far, this has been an amazing race. It's constant racing. I mean, we have not seen these cars go single file once. It is insane how well these guys are racing together. This is 10 times better than I think the Daytona race was. Cindric to the top to block Justin Haley. Ty Dillon's going to get stuck 3 wide. Goodbye, Ty. As Noah Gragson now leading the bottom lane with Justin Allgaier. As Cindric went to the bottom, here comes Justin Haley on the top side. Haley had a run from his teammate AJ Allmendinger. And now Haley, Cindric, side by side, coming out of 4. Justin Haley with the lead over Austin Cindric. But now Cindric on the bottom has a help from Noah Gragson. We talk about Noah Gragson's aggressiveness. You know he won't stay behind Austin Cindric if we go. Cindric to the top. Oh, a close pass over Justin Haley. Close block. Cindric to the top. Haley's going to have to push him here, even though he doesn't want to. The middle line starting to form up those Toyotas. Ty Dillon, Daniel Hemrick, and that's Harrison Burton, the third car in the middle line, as they are 3 wide with 3 laps to go, entering turn number 3. As, they are close. Cars on the top, side drafting cars in the middle. Everybody jostling for positions, but that bottom line has prevailed. Austin Cindric the leader with Noah Gragson and Justin Allgaier. We haven't talked much about Allgaier. An aggressive block. Snyder to the top to block the top line. They're 3 wide as the top 3 have now gotten single file as we come to 2 laps to go on the stage. Allgaier to the top to get help from Myatt Snyder, as they are into 1 and 2 and still 3 wide. Austin Cindric now with the lead over Noah Gragson. Austin Cindric's doing a great job controlling these lanes. Now, what does he do? How does he block Gragson? Gragson to the top. Cindric looks to block. He keeps the lead. Now, Gragson back down to the bottom. He sees the bottom line has a lot of help because Ty Dillon's got a great run from Daniel Hemrick. 2 wide. Coming out of turn number 4. And about to enter the trial any second. Austin Cindric, the leader, with help from Noah Gragson, into the trial for the final time. In stage number... my mistakes. We got 1 more left to go. Oopsies. Austin Cindric with the lead. Now 2 wide for second. Goes back down to the bottom, as Jeb Burton has fallen off the pace. Austin Cindric with the lead. Hey, Ty Dillon's up here if he has a potential to win this, but he doesn't care about stage points. He just wants track position. Ty Dillon to the top. Cindric blocks. Here comes Noah Gragson. Gragson with a big run from Justin Allgaier. Can Cindric go up to block? Does he have a big enough run? Gragson to the outside. 2 wide. Gragson now with his help from Justin Allgaier, his teammate, side by side, coming out of 4, where he might have a photo finish for stage number 2. Entering the trial, Gragson and Cindric side by side for the stage end. Gragson pulls away, and it's Noah Gragson who wins stage 2 over Justin Allgaier and Austin Cindric. What a great finish. Wow, that was actually a really good finish. Holy cow. And it's Noah Gragson who wins stage 2. Insane. I think that's his second stage win of the season. Wow. That was insane. It really was. Man, the breath's taken out of me. That was insane. I don't know how we haven't wrecked. We made it to lap 50 without a wreck. Even the guys in the back aren't wrecking. I don't know how. Those guys might just be running single file. Now, if I'm one of those guys, I don't really know what I do if I'm in the back. Because microphone fell. Let's make sure it still works. Yes, it still works. If I'm one of those guys in the back, let's take Josh Williams, right? He's a great plate racer, always runs very well, right? After that stage end, we just had 3 wide. What does he do here for these guys in the back? Do you stay in the back and hope these guys in the front wreck? But we haven't seen any wreckage, and we've seen some nuts racing. So if these guys don't wreck, you're already guaranteed a pretty bad finish. Or do you start working your way up to the front and then get collected in a big wreck? It's really hard, I think, for these guys in the back to figure out, because I think by now we would have seen a wreck, and we have not seen a wreck. So it's going to be really close. It's going to be a really good finish, I think. This is going to be a really good finish if we continue like this. The racing has been insane. So Noah Gragson won stage 2. Your stage 1 winner was... Who was it? Was it Austin Cindric? I think that's who it was. Austin... Yeah, I think it was Austin Cindric who won that. No, it was not. It was Justin Haley. Justin Haley won stage 1. Noah Gragson won stage 2. And it has been an amazing race. Giant Plays in the chat. Amazing stream. Thank you. Think that. So it has been a pretty good race so far. 63 laps to go. Though, it's not going to be 63 exactly because we have all these pace laps. And not only that, do we have the pace laps, but we also have, pit stops and all that. Will we go to the end with the green, or will we have a caution? Who knows? We will see. We will see. So I'm going to take a real quick break, and then I'll be back probably for pit stops. Pit stops have begun, as we'll see who's out first. Now, those guys only took 2 tires. That might be the strategy here. Noah Gragson first one out. Snyder, Cindric, Brandon Jones, Ty Dillon, Josh Berry, Harrison Burton, 2 tires. Oh, this is not a good strategy. Justin Haley, Jet Burton, 0 tires. That is not a good strategy. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I have a specific theory. When we have three series, so this year week it's ARCA, Xfinity, and Cup. That one race will have almost little to none wrecks. One will have kind of a few wrecks, maybe like 1 or 2. We'll make like about 2 to 5 wrecks, and then one will be wreck filled. And it's very apparent here. The ARCA race, we had 2 crashes. I think Xfinity we might have probably maybe a few. And in the Cup race, we're gonna have a ton, I think. Well, is that true? We'll see. We will see. So far, though, it's been a pretty good stream so far. 52 minutes in, geez. We still have a whole another half of this race to go. It's gonna be a good race, I think. I think it's gonna be a good race. So who knows? Who knows how this thing will go? I think it's going to be a fun race for sure. So far, the racing has been really good. 3x3, 2x2. Everybody's really aggressive here. Now, I'm not saying that the aggressiveness isn't going to cause a wreck, because it is. We all know it's going to cause a wreck. And I think it's really a matter of when we're going to see a wreck. However, I think that we're going to have a pretty good finish here. Now, I really do hope that some of the guys in the back start picking it up. And I don't mean like throughout the whole season. I want to see them. We've had 17 cars, and that's great and all. But I want to see more. I want to see a lot more cars start racing up here. Because I think if we can have a lot more cars start racing, I think the racing's going to be even nuts. Even more nuts. So, how this race is going so far, I think it's how people expect the Daytona 500 and the Talladega race to go. As we're under commercial break, remember you can use code Soren72 to get free shipping off all. Oh my goodness, my streaming device is gonna die. Hold on a second. The battery. Oh no. I'll be right back. Don't leave. I just gotta plug in my computer so we can finish this stream off with an amazing commentary. Hold on. the hell? This might take a little while. Hold on. I'm trying to get this worked out here. Well, this is not good. Because it is good because the race is still going on. And we are officially halfway done. So if we get rain, which I don't think we will, this race is official. This is not good because my computer is going to die and I don't have an outlet to plug it in. Oh boy, that's not good. Hold on. Also, EJ Allmendinger is on pit road. I'm not sure why. Welcome back. Don't worry, we're going to get this figured out. Oh, NASCAR fan YT, it's my boy, NASCAR fan YT. How you doing? He says hi. Hello. I'm trying to get it to work. It's working. Cool. We are still green. It is good. We got it. Hey, we got it. Right in time for the restart here for the station. Oh, God, I just yelled. Hopefully you had your mics or volume pretty low. The computer is charging. Snyder is leading. And we're back to the green. Myatt Snyder got a huge push from Brandon Jones. Holy cow. Snyder's got a huge push. He's going to get absolutely destroyed here. He's got to stay on this bottom. Myatt Snyder with the lead. Looks to the bottom. Noah Gragson going to try to get around him here. Oh, why'd you go to the top? Snyder went to the top to get help from Brandon Jones instead, which I guess would make sense because Brandon Jones was the one who pushed him to the lead. Snyder at the bottom now to block Noah Gragson. Snyder with the lead over Noah Gragson. Myatt Snyder coming out of 4. Going to tame it down a bit for this first half of stage 3. Don't want to destroy my voice here. Myatt Snyder with the lead over Brandon Jones as they go to lap 57 of 113. Myatt Snyder continues to lead. At least he led a lap, which I think was more than I think most people expected. I think everyone thought he was going to go around him. As he goes to the bottom here, he's constantly switching lanes, which is good, but I think Noah Gragson has that run from Austin Cindric. Some cars in the middle, Harrison Byrne, Jeb Byrne, they go back down to the bottom. Snyder leads. Great job. What a run for Myatt Snyder. He's holding this lead. Granted, it's been a lap and a half, but he's doing very good. Which I think is promising that anyone, but there are some cars, more cars than I thought. And my cat just spilled a drink. Fun. I will have to pick that up in a moment. Hopefully we can get a caution. Myatt Snyder with the lead over Austin Cindric. As now the 3 wide. Gragson's actually going to fall off. He's on the bottom. Here comes Austin Cindric to the inside. Backed up to the top. Snyder to block. It is so easy to block, unlike the Cup Series here, than what it would normally be. Cindric back down to the bottom. How many cars on the lead lap? I think we... Actually, a lot of cars, I think. I think we have almost all... I think we got 39 cars on the lead lap of the 40. So that's actually pretty good. I'm going to check in a minute. We have... Oh, my mistakes. We got 36 cars on the lead lap. Jason White, Bailey Curry, Cesar Baccarella are off the track. Joey Gase is 5 laps down. So 36 cars on the lead lap. Overall, pretty good, considering we have not had any wrecks yet. Actually, that's really good because especially a lot of cars had fallen off the pace. Austin Cindric with the lead over, I think that's Josh Berry. Yes, the top line, though, is starting to become prevalent because everybody's going to the top. But you know who's leading that bottom lane? Yeah, Joe Graff Jr. is leading the bottom lane with Riley Herbst. Justin Allgaier, Noah Gragson, they are the only cars on the bottom, and they are kind of falling off as everybody's gone to the top. Kind of the first time we've seen that today. Austin Cindric, Josh Berry lead. Lap 59. Now lap 60. Austin Cindric, he's been a very fast car. I think he was the pole sitter. He's done a very good job at controlling these lanes here. Berry second. I didn't know Josh Berry, he didn't do super great. But we'll see how he does. Some cars have fallen off the lead pack again. Not many competitive cars. It's like the last year's Talladega Full Race. The cars just aren't that competitive. Even Daytona, we saw a lot of cars. Though we do have more, right? We only had 17. I think there are a total of 19, 20, about 20 cars in this lead pack. Tommy Joe Martins is about 2/10 off the car in front of him, which is Timmy Hill. Timmy Hill technically is the last car in this lead pack. So far it's been pretty good. Cindric leading, Berry, Harrison Burton, Jeb Burton. Oh wait, that's a mouthful. So it's Austin Cindric, Josh Berry, Harrison Burton in third, Jeb Burton in fourth, Myatt Snyder in fifth, and then it is Brandon Jones, Daniel Hemrick, Brandon Brown, Joe Graff Jr., and Brett Moffitt. But Daniel Hemrick goes to the inside trying to make up some positions. Can he do it? No, there is not a single hole, and he's probably going to fall back here. Nope, his teammate Brandon Jones is very nice. He's going to let him in. As we head to lap 62 here. As everybody's going to the top, you have that occasional 1 or 2 cars that go to the bottom, and they just cannot. Like Ty Dillon just did it. He's not going to have any help here. Nobody's going to want to go with him. As we have 63 laps complete, 113 laps in this race. It's going to be a good one, I think. Well, currently single file. We're under the commercial break, and I'm going to be right back. Six viewers here. Hold on, and I'll be back to kind of talk about what I think so far. There we go. 7 viewers here. Currently, we are on lap 60. Well, probably now we're on like lap 65 or 66 because we are under the Fox commercial break. Remember, you can use code Soren72 to get free shipping off all orders $20 or more when you order from Circle B Diecast. Also, follow me on Twitter if you want, at Review Soren. Helps the channel out a lot. So far, it's been a pretty good race, but this is the first time all day we've been single file as Austin Cindric leads. But that's not to say people aren't aggressive. Everyone's been very aggressive so far. And we even seen there are some cars on the bottom, or who want to go to the bottom, right? Daniel Hemrick, Ty Gibbs. I think we're going to see a wreck. There's no way we don't see a wreck until the end of this. It's the Xfinity Series. I just don't. I don't know how we don't. Some people say the Xfinity Series is going to, it shows what we should expect on Sunday, the Cup race. I don't think that's going to happen. It's not going to happen. I think, though, this has been the closest we've had to a Cup race style. It's been pretty close. We've had a lot of three-wide racing, which is something I really did not expect, to be honest with you. I really didn't expect us to have, constant 2 and 3 wide racing. The Dash for Cash, which is Xfinity's kind of incentive, top 4 finishers get to race for $100,000 the following week. And Josh Berry, who won last week's race, he's their highest Dash for Cash finisher in second. Then Daniel Hemrick, Brandon Jones, 6th and 7th. And Noah Gragson, the other Dash for Cash driver, he is in 15th. As currently, we got about a little over 20 cars in this top pack, as Austin Cindric is leading. Cindric has done a very good job so far. Like I said, I've said this whole stream. I'm just repeating myself. He's doing really good. Really good. Daniel Hemrick running second. Or my mistake, Josh Berry running second. Josh Berry also, he's actually kind of worked his way up here. Haven't seen much of Josh Berry. He's been running this lead pack, but hasn't seen much of him, today. 2 cars are out so far. Bailey Curry is one of them, and the other is, not sure who the other is. I'll get back to it when the ticker scrolls. There are still a lot of cars, though, that are off the pace. Cars I wanted to see run a little better. Jason White is the other one. He partnered back up with Motor Business Management this weekend. Not working out great for him. It's currently about 19 cars. Tommy Joe Martin's kind of struggling to stay on the pace, but overall, it is about 20 cars. Then some other cars in a smaller pack: David Starr, Colby Howard, Jeffrey Earnhardt, and one driver I kind of forgot. I really think he could have done much better, and that's Ryan Sieg. Some cars to the bottom. It is Noah Gragson and Riley Herbst, as we have 46 laps to go entering the backstretch. Fox is having its own crank it up, but to avoid lawsuits, I will do my own crank it up. Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. This is so stupid. Austin Cindric leads. This is the most boring part of the race so far. Everyone's been single file. I gotta entertain myself somehow. But there is a bottom lane starting. I will say that Noah Gragson is starting to pick it up here. He is starting to pick up a bottom lane, and there are cars following him here as everybody's kind of getting jumbled up here. I will say that, and everyone just went to the bottom lane. Well, isn't that fun? There are some cars. Oh, there are cars pitting. This is a time to pit with 45 laps to go, and they're trying to split the stage. Austin Cindric, Josh Berry, Noah Gragson, Justin Allgaier, Brett Moffitt, Riley Herbst, and someone else. I'm not sure who that is. Chevrolet, the junior motorsport cars, it's Michael Annette. The junior motorsports cars and the Fords are pitting. So they are pitting Austin Cindric, Josh Berry, Noah Gragson. And they can make it. If they pit now, the fuel window's 40 to 42 laps. So they can probably make it. I think they're hoping to save fuel and then also have it. Here comes some other cars to pit. Let's see who else these are. First time we've seen green flag pit stops all day. Harrison Burton, Jeb Burton, Mike Snyder, Daniel Hemrick, Brandon Jones, Ty Gibbs, Justin Haley, AJ Allmendinger, David Starr, and another other car in the back. Do I think a wreck is coming with this pit cycle? It's going to be interesting. It's going to jumble up the pack. So, we're going to come back when the second group merges on with the first group, right? They're going to want to race too wide. I think it could. I think it's going to depend on how dicey these guys want. It's barely 43 laps, though. They're pitting a little early. I would think they'd want to stay, a few more laps, but, maybe not. Some cars have yet to pit so far. They're hoping for maybe a caution. That caution that may be coming. Brandon Brown, Joe Graff Jr. There are those cars that are pitting. Oh, spinner, Jeffrey Earnhardt, and he saves it. And no caution because there is no debris. Wow, that could have been bad. So what a lucky spin. Jeffrey Earnhardt just spun coming to pit road. No harm, no foul. He will continue, but he will probably fall off the lead draft. Colby Howard is the only one to have not pitted so far. So he's basically hoping that he can get anything. Jeffrey Earnhardt was pitting, and he simply locked the brakes up coming to pit road. Was really close, almost hit Jeremy Clements. Oh, and Jeremy Clements missed pit road because there is some sitting water from the rain earlier, and it still has not dried off, and Jeffrey Earnhardt spun. Jeremy Clements also missed pit road. Very unfortunate for those two guys. They wanted a good race so far. Colby Howard, Ryan Vargas, Landon Castle, the only cars to have not pitted as Colin Garrett, Jade Buford, Natalie Decker also pit as well. So Colby Howard running by himself. He is leading his own laps. Got his best career finish of 12th last year in the Daytona Summer Race in August. So he is doing a pretty good job so far. But right now, the lead pack cars may be gaining. Well, we'll see. Currently, about 40 laps remaining. Green flag pit stops are all but finished. We still got a few cars you need to pit as we have continued, and no Fox side by side, unfortunately. So far, those pit stops cycle out as they are still waiting on those cars. They're basically hoping for a wreck. They gotta hope for a wreck because this is ruining their strategy. And it looks like Jeffrey Earnhardt and Jeremy Clements have both eliminated themselves from contention due to those unfortunate spins. Thank you, Giant Plays. You are amazing. Thank you. You think so? That's what matters. But it's been a really good race so far. I think it's been good. I'm hoping that these guys will go 2 and 3 wide. I'm not hoping for a wreck. I never hope for a wreck. But I wouldn't mind if a wreck happened. That actually sounds kind of mean. I don't hope for a wreck. I just would like to see a little more side-by-side racing. Hopefully, I think we'll get that with this cycling out with these pit stops. We'll have to see how everyone cycles out. But those first group of cars, I think it was Junior Motorsports and the Fords, will probably be late. Leading. So it's gonna be a good race, to finish this out. We'll see. We'll see. Some more side-by-side racing that may or may not cause a wreck. We saw 3 and 2 wide. It depends. It really does depend on how racy do these guys want to be? Do they want to be, really racy and there's still a lot of laps. I'm just worried that there's not going to be enough time. I hope that they leave themselves about 10 laps, because if there is a wreck, they are going to not have enough time if they leave that wreck till 5 to go, especially for those guys in the back. And let's be honest, this race has had a lot of cars that have been dominant. Austin Cindric, Noah Gragson, the colleague cars, they have all been really the top contenders today. You've had Myatt Snyder and Daniel Hemrick and some other cars lead, but I just don't think they're Justin Allgaier. I just don't think, though, that they're those dominant cars. It's going to really depend on. And we have a caution. It is our third caution of the day with 38 laps to go. And the caution is for Josh Berry. Oh, how unfortunate. Got his first ever career win last week, and now he brings out the first non-stage caution. Oh, yeah, and he had a tire going down, spun in the middle of turn number 3, away from the pack. Nobody else collected. Doesn't really have any damage to his car either. The inner liner or the top layer, he's riding on the inner liner. Hardly any damage to his car. So overall, the first spin of the day, if not counting Jeffrey Earnhardt's kind of safe spin coming to pit road. And this is going to change everything, because guess what? Cars stayed out. There were cars that stayed out. Cars we have not seen racing all day. They have stayed out. Interesting race. Thank you, Giant Plays. Yes, I think it is an interesting race. But cars stayed out. Cars stayed out. They have not pitted, and everyone's going to come down for fresh tires and fuel, meaning this will cycle them out as the leaders. So this could be potentially really great for them, as there was a lot of water coming to pit road. We're going to... And with the pucks, I had a feeling. Cars stayed out. It's gonna be fun. I think so. They didn't show the ticker that long, the scoreboard, but I think it was. Oh boy, if I can't remember, I'm just gonna Google it. I think it was Ryan Vargas, Landon Castle. Let's see, who was it? Yeah, it was Ryan Vargas, Matt Mills, Mason Massey, Jesse Little, Kyle Weatherman, Gray Galding, and Josh Williams. No, Ryan Vargas started 39th, and he is now the leader. That kid's great, knows what he's doing. Matt Mills, right? BJ McLeod's team. Mason Massey also for BJ McLeod. Jesse Little, BJ McLeod. All the BJ McLeod cars are going to be the leaders here. Kyle Weatherman, Gray Galding, Josh Williams. Top 7. 76 of 113 laps remaining. Those cars are going to cycle out. It is going to be nuts if they are the leaders. I'm hoping that everyone else will pit to allow them to get the lead. If they don't, though, then they'll end up going back to the back, which is fine, I guess. I think this will cycle out, assuming everyone else does not pit. I didn't see who the leader was. It was either Noah Gragson or Jeb Burton. I will see in a minute, though. Unfortunate for Josh Berry. He is one of your Dash for Cash drivers. However, we haven't had a big one yet. So if he actually stays in the back and avoids maybe a big one, this could be actually maybe better. I remember... Who was it? It was either Denny Hamlin or someone like that in the Daytona 500 earlier this year. Got a penalty on that Derek Cope caution, ended up got a speeding penalty, went to the back, and he ended up avoiding the big one. Or maybe it was Bubba Wallace. I think it was, because he had damage from Derek Cope, and he went to the back, and what happened was he was able to avoid the big one. Was there at the end. Granted, he didn't get a great finishing result, but yeah. The remaining Xfinity schedule: Darlington, Dover, Coda, which is the Circuit of the Americas road course, Charlotte, And then we head to Mid-Ohio's road course. Oh, those are some great dates. Then we head to Texas, which is always fun. Said no one ever. That's all your events till June 12th. The Xfinity Series, I think, actually has the latest playoff starts. And your leader is Harrison Burton. So Harrison Burton leading this with Austin Cindric, Jeb Burton, Noah Gragson, AJ Allmendinger, Myatt Snyder, Justin Allgaier, Riley Herbst, Michael Annett, Justin Haley, Daniel Hemrick, because they did not elect to come down pit road, meaning all those drivers who wanted to stay out didn't really work. They needed a few more laps. So, who's my pick? I don't know. I really don't know. Now that we've done the race, maybe Austin Cindric. I think he can avoid the wreck, If Austin Cindric can avoid the wreck, I think it's going to be his win. He's been very, very good at blocking the lanes and keeping the momentum, especially considering that he doesn't really have teammates. So, he's done really good so far. So far, we're like 70-some laps done with this race, and it's been a really solid race. I think some would argue that it's been better than the other 2 Talladega races from last year, which is always a great sign. I love when we can have good races like this. But we have yet to have the big one. I think we're going to have the big one. There's no way we don't have the big one. The big one. It's going to be the big wreck. It's going to collect 10 plus drivers. It's going to happen, I think. And I think it might happen on this restart. But who knows? Everyone's going to get really racy, especially with 10 laps to go. I hope that the finish is not like the race in the fall of last year, because they basically went the whole last part without a caution. The racing was good in the end, and then they ended up wrecking, and the caution came out. Justin Haley won. Ugh. However, Harrison Burton is leading with Austin Cindric, Jeb Burton, Noah Gragson. This is Harrison Burton's kind of first time controlling the race, so this could be big. The rest of the top 15 is Daniel Hemrick, Ty Dillon, Brandon Jones, Ryan Sieg has worked his way up to 14th, Brett Moffitt, 15th, and some others are Joe Graff Jr., Timmy Hill, Tommy Joe Martins, Landon Castle, and Jeremy Clements, your top 20. So we're coming to 34 laps remaining. Harrison Burton in that very interesting offer pad livery will lead them to the green with help from Jeb Burton on the bottom. Back to the green flag. 34 laps remaining here in Talladega. Who's going to be the victor? It's Harrison Burton. Gets a pretty good start, as he would, but Austin Cindric starting on the outside. He has Noah Gragson. And even though Noah Gragson's aggressive, the top lane is always going to struggle here. However, they're holding their own much better than some of the other restarts. But Harrison Burton going to get a big run on the bottom from Jeb Burton. Jeb Burton's going to give Harrison Burton to the lead. The Burtons are helping each other. Harrison and Jeb, though, cousins who, while they don't race on nearly a team that is even related to each other, they are related by blood. So we'll see. Maybe they'll be kind to each other. Just maybe. Maybe they will. And we won't get a wreck. But now, if you're some of those guys in the back, I think you just got to go. You got to step on it. You got to start running up front as they're too wide. Harrison Burton back down to the bottom to block Jeb Burton. Jeb Burton's got his teammate AJ Allmendinger behind him, and we know how good the Collie cars are. To the top, Harrison Burton looks to block Austin Cindric. But now, Jeb Burton on the bottom, with help from AJ Allmendinger, but Harrison Burton back on the top. He had a run from Austin Cindric, Harrison Burton, Jeb Burton, side by side, battling for the lead. Cindric backing up to Noah Gragson, trying to maybe get around that 20 because he wants to take the lead. He looked a little to the inside. He does not want to push Harrison Burton. Not only is Harrison Burton a Toyota, but he wants to be the leader. They're side by side here Entering the trioval, the bottom lane is fizzling out. Harrison Burton the leader with Austin Cindric. Does Cindric go to the bottom, or does he stay on that top line? Don't know. The bottom line is struggling here, as now Noah Gragson is in that third place position, but Jeb Burton with a huge run to the inside, 3 wide for second. Austin Cindric is going to get shuffled out here because Noah Gragson in the middle has help from his teammate Justin Allgaier, as Austin Cindric and Riley Herbst, the Fords, cannot do anything on the top. However, there is another Ford right there. That is Timmy Hill. Timmy! Can Timmy Hill maybe win this race? He's also with help from another Ford, Ryan Sieg. I forgot Sieg was in a Ford. We haven't seen him all day. Everybody racing. Jeb Burton on the bottom. Now side drafts off Harrison Burton. Burton back up to the top to block Noah Gragson. 31 laps remaining here in Talladega. Jeb Burton the leader. Now, does he back up to AJ Allmendinger? Maybe he does. Jeb Burton on the bottom. Now, Jeb Burton, he is pulling away with AJ Allmendinger's help. Allmendinger looks high. AJ Allmendinger may leave his teammate here. He's trying to take the lead. They go both to the top to block Harrison Burton. Because it's that dominant top lane, they go back down to the bottom because Myatt Snyder had a slight run on the bottom with help from Daniel Hemrick. 3 by 3 by 3 for the lead. The middle line now starting to get that big push. Snyder goes up to block. He's that third place car. The top 3 have kind of distanced themselves from the lead. And by distance, it's mere inches, mere feet. As now, Myatt Snyder on the top. Gragson is stuck 3 wide. As that third line is struggling to go. It's Myatt Snyder, who won at Homestead, Miami earlier this season. He's trying to win with Harrison Burton on the top. In the chat, Nova the Pug, how long ago was this? Probably a while ago. He says they're going to be more aggressive since they're blood related. Yes, that was a while ago when I was talking about, well, not a while ago, a few laps ago when I was talking about Jeb Burton, Harrison Burton. You're right. Jeb Burton, an aggressive block to the top side. Blocks Myatt Snyder. He goes back down to the bottom to block AJ Allmendinger. They're 3 wide. The top lane fizzling out. Now he goes back up to the top. Back it to the middle. The middle line now. It's the top and the middle line. Jeb Burton now. He's going to probably go to the bottom because he needs help from his teammate. A big block to the bottom to block AJ Allmendinger. A ton of cars in this lead pack. It has been an exciting race so far. 29 laps remaining. Everyone being real dicey. Jeb Burton on the bottom. Goes back up to the top. Big crash. Michael Annett, Colin Garrett, Ty Gibbs, Brandon Jones. They're crashing out of turn number 2 and the first big crash of the day. As caution will come out for the 4th time today. Oh, man. And so many good cars. Brandon Jones, part of that Dash for Cash. And they're all crashing. Oh, man. And that car is destroyed. Ty Dillon, who wanted a good run here. Ty Dillon, this may have been his last chance to show Joe Gibbs he had any potential. And it's all wrecked. As Joe Graff Jr. got high, maybe got loose, and he just took out Michael Annett. He might have a tire to go down, actually. And goodness, Joe Graff Jr., I think, had a tire going down. Went up to the top line. And it spun Annett around. And then Annett went back down to the track, hit Ty Dillon, and Dillon went up and destroyed Brandon Jones' car. Some car spun in the back. Joey Gase, Caesar Baccarella around as well. Another car spinning in the middle. And what a horrible crash for some of these guys. Oh, you hate it. Brandon Jones' car is destroyed. Holy cow. Ty Gibbs is done for, or I keep saying Ty Gibbs. Ty Dillon is done for. He is not going to be a contender anymore. You hate to see it. So many good cars torn up here. Oh, man. Ty Dillon's car's killed. Brandon Jones done. Joe Graff Jr.'s in the wall. Annett spun. I think he might be okay. And the first crash of the day takes out more Toyotas than I think have led laps today. Ty Dillon's car is destroyed. Annett is spun around. Colin Garrett might have damage because he was the one who kind of accidentally went into Dillon, hit Brandon Jones. We're under the caution flag for the 4th time today. Oh, man. I told you they were going to wreck. And with 29 laps to go, a little early, but it's fine. It's fine. They wrecked. That is not. Wow. So that's going to take out some cars. That will take out some cars here. All the colorful cars kind of took it out. Well, the only colorful car actually is Brandon Jones, that nice baby blue and neon car. Ty Dillon, the whole right front of that car is caved in. Brandon Jones' car is absolutely destroyed. That car is not going anywhere. Annette spun out. I think he should be fine. Joe Graff Jr.'s got heavy wall damage. He's probably done. Colin Garrett might have some damage. And Noah the Pug says, is Brandon Jones still driving a car or a paper ball made out of a car? Yes, that thing was the whole front of it was crumpled up. I mean, the wheels were, I know they're supposed to have ballast and, they're sideways. They're not straight like this, but sideways, to stick to the track. But, it was absolutely, the whole car was destroyed. Ty Dillon kind of smushed him into the wall. Just unfortunate. Brandon Jones always wants. I feel bad for Brandon Jones. He's gotten wrecked out more times this year by causes of not his own. He was wrecked out at Daytona, one of the first cars out of Daytona, and he wanted to be really competitive there. He really hated to be wrecked out. And then at Phoenix, kind of got taken out by AJ Allmendinger. And then at here now, Ty Dillon just he had nowhere to go, just put Brandon Jones in the wall. And just unfortunate all around for all these guys. And an hour and a half into this stream, and we're trying to get our first wreck, I would say. We've had 4 cautions so far, 2 stage cautions. Coming to the green flag pit stops, Jeffrey Earnhardt spun, but didn't bring out a caution. And then, what else happened? Josh Berry spun out, and now this. They will probably show a few more replays. Maybe we can analyze it a little more. I'm hoping they don't red flag it here. I don't think they will. There's not too much debris. Brandon Jones' car is absolutely destroyed. They are bringing that car. All right. That car is killed. So let's look at right here. Well, you guys can't look, but Joe Graff Jr., yeah, he had a tire going down. He goes up the racetrack in turn 2 and hits a net. And the net comes down and bumps Colin Garrett, which Colin Garrett bumps Ty Dillon. And Ty Dillon goes slamming into Brandon Jones. And that just kills his car. Some good avoidance from Brett Moffitt, who barely avoided that. David Starr as well, really good avoidance. I hate to see it for some of these guys. Brandon Jones, he's one of your Dash for Cash winners. Wanted to do well so that he could. Involved in the wreck, Joe Graff Jr., Michael Annett, Brandon Jones, Colin Garrett, Joey Gase, and Cesar Beccarella were those 2 cars on the back who spun. Joe Graff Jr.'s got heavy damage. I think it's done for him. Annett looks like he may have just spun out there fixing a few things on his race car. Noah Gragson, Josh Berry, Daniel Hemrick, Dash for Cash drivers, and only 2 are left in this thing. 26 laps to go. We got 4 people watching. It's fluctuated right throughout the broadcast. We've had basically 4 drivers still. Remember, you can use code Soren72 to get free shipping off all orders $20 or more. Also, follow me on Twitter if you want, @ReviewSoren. This has been a crazy stream so far, and this is a lot of energy. I am not doing this until Daytona. It's been a nuts race. I gotta sit for a second. What a race so far it's been. We've had about an hour and a half here. It's been a good race though. I'm not gonna lie and say it hasn't been a good race by any means. No, it's been a good race. Also, we literally started to stream when this race went green. So this race is about an hour and 34 minutes so far. Which we're almost done. We only have 20. We'll probably restart with about 24 laps to go, I would assume. 24, 23 laps to go. And your leader, I think, is Jeb Burton. So, Jeb Burton doing a good job here. Been a kind of crazy weekend so far. I'm going to be right back, everyone. Just gonna take a quick break. Oh, look, a viewer left. You hate to see him. Oh, well. Next week, which I'm not commentating, don't worry, is Dover. And it is the Monster Mile. It's going to be a nuts race. If you watched my predictions video at the beginning of the year for tomorrow's race, I said Eric Jones is going to win. And I say that because he did really good. And I said this in my top picks of the week, too. Eric Jones is going to do really good, I think, tomorrow. Eric Jones is, really good at plate tracks. Easily last year, he was the best. He's best Toyota along with Denny Hamlin. And then he's in Richard Petty Motorsports, which means he'll be aligned with Chevrolet, which gives him an even better chance to win. Goodness. So, Jeb Burton leads with Austin Cindric, AJ Allmendinger, Riley Herbst, Ryan Sieg, how Ryan Sieg got to 5th after staying in the back. Geez, if he wins this race, I think the new strategy for everyone is to just stay in the back until the last 30 laps. Because it worked for Denny Hamlin in Talladega Fall last year. Noah Gragson, Brandon Brown, Justin Haley, Mike Snyder, Harrison Burton. Your top 10. They're interviewing Brandon Jones. Let me hear what he's got to say super quick. Looks like Brandon Jones was running and the spotter was telling him to check up, and Brandon Jones thought better of it and decided to floor it and hope to avoid it, and it didn't work out for Brandon Jones. Oh boy. So Brandon Jones out of this race. He will join some other cars, Bailey Curry, Jason White, out of this racing. We'll see who else is out when the ticker resumes. There's gonna be rain. Sure, I gotta look on line. And if there's rain, this is gonna be interesting because I wonder what will happen if there's rain. Because we need about at least 24 minutes, about a half an hour to complete the end of this race, assuming there's no cautions. My worry is that if there is rain, which I'm sure there is, they're all gonna wreck. Before they're gonna wreck, and then the caution's gonna come out, and someone's gonna stay out. And precipitation-wise, it is so gosh, it is kind of increased here. Oh, it's increased. Now tomorrow, the good part about tomorrow is there's no rain. Let me go with the radar. Now we're gonna restart this time, and you can even see it in the clouds. Oh, there is a huge storm coming in the exit of turn number 4. Oh, I hope it can stay away. They are not restarting the cars, and this is not good. And if this race were to end, oh, there is sprinkles. Yeah, I think this race might be over, boys. Because if there's enough rain, which it looks like there will, and looking at the radar, there is a small pocket which is developed out of Birmingham and just happens to be heading towards the track. Oh, no. And that means, I think, that if this race ends, Jeb Burton might win. If there's rain, which they haven't brought him down pit road yet. They're hoping that it's just a slight sprinkle. If it's a slight sprinkle and there's no rain on the actual track, they'll hope for it. Jeb Burton, your leader. He's made 50 starts. This is his 50th start. Finished second in this race last year. And that just stinks for Brandon Jones. He's like thinking the rain couldn't have waited a little longer. So Jeb Burton, if the rain comes, Jeb Burton. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Well, see, he said rain, go away, come again another day. As long as that another day is not tomorrow. Gosh. Oh, and they're going single file. They're going to bring him down pit road here. And of the 113 laps, we needed to make it where this race is official, right? Even if there is rain, the race is official. I want the rain to go away. I know one team that doesn't want the rain, or wants the rain, it's Jeb Burton. The rain looks like to be intensifying a little more. And it looks like this day is going to end because NASCAR, if NASCAR is going to call it here, and it is awfully cloudy, and NASCAR is probably going to call this race. Unless there's not a lot of rain. There's a lot of cloudiness. Harrison Burton, there's a lot of rain on these race cars. And we couldn't have made it 22 more laps. Dang. That's really unfortunate. I wanted to call the end of it. I guess you have to stage cautions to call the end of it. Well, I'm going to stay here until the race is called. Oh, but it's pouring. It is pouring. It literally just started to pour. And I think this is official. It's not official yet. We'll see how NASCAR calls this, but oh man. Sundown is in about 2 hours, and I don't think they want to dry the track fully. It's showing people trying to get under the rain. I don't think they want to call the race yet. We are under the red flag here with 23 laps remaining. Jeb Burton over Austin Cindric over AJ Allmendinger, your top three. Riley Herbst, Ryan Sieg, who, if this race were to end, gets a great finish. Noah Gragson, who's your Dash for Cash leader. If he wins, he's your Dash for Cash winner. And that means he gets to defend it for the second week in a row. However, next week's Dash for Cash, if this were to end, would be Burton, Cindric, Allmendinger, Herbst, Brandon Brown, Justin Haley, Myatt Snyder, Harrison Burton, your top 10. Tommy Joe Martin's 11th. Daniel Hemrick 12th. Timmy Hill is in 13th. Man, that'd be great if Timmy could win. Jeremy Clements, Colin Garrett, Brett Moffitt, David Starr, Jade Buford, Colby Howard, and Landon Castle is your top 20. No, Jeb Burton is hoping this happens. Does Dega still not have lights? Yes. No lights. I'm going to put this here. No lights. Because, it'd be awfully expensive. I know they want to do it. I think maybe by the end of the decade we could have lights. But I know it's going to be difficult. Wow, so this is big. This is really big because that would be absolutely devastating if for all these other guys. But Jeb Burton, I said this at the beginning of the stream. I said this in my predictions video. Jeb Burton was going to be the one to watch. He was gonna be really good. He's one of the collie cars. He did really good last year. I said he was going to do well, and he's leading. I think NASCAR may call it. I don't really know. NASCAR's done weirder things in the past. They got about 2 hours. It depends on how long this rainstorm lasts, which isn't very long. I'll see what NASCAR does here. I'll stay on the stream until this race is called. Right now, we are far away from it being called. I like looking at news. The Daytona 500 logo is revealed for next year for the 64th running. It's like a patriotic design. And they have called it. NASCAR has called it first career win for Jeb Burton. Jeb Burton wins Talladega, gets his first career win. Man, that is insane. Josh Berry yesterday or last week got his first career win. Jeb Burton first career win. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Great job for this team. Wow. Jeb Burton and the LS Tractor. First time LS Tractor's been on his hood. Very loyal sponsor. And they would go to victory lane. So for the second year in a row, Colleague Racing wins. Oh boy. At least it's not Justin Haley. I don't really care. But Jeb Burton wins with Cindric, Allmendinger, Herb C, Gregson Brown, Haley Snyder, Harrison Burton. The race finishes with 90 laps complete. The race is official. Jeb Burton's going out in the rain to do burnouts. Oh, that's great. Jeb Burton, congratulations. Wow, I hate to see it end on the. If you look in the chat, but Jeb Burton's 10 is the winner. Yes, he is. Jeb Burton, first career win. Amazing job for that team. Hate to see it under the rain as he's burning it down in the rain. Jeez. Oh my goodness, the car is slipping. Look, we can go racing in the rain. Look, he's doing it right now. Now he can. Oh no, he's gonna crash. Oh, he almost crashed it into the outside wall. Oh man, that would have been funny. Oh, that reminds me of Denny Hamlin, who I think was in his second career win, crashed the car doing that. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Jeb Burton, for LS Tractor, Colleague Racing, and his team did. Yeah, he is getting too excited. Well, I expected it. I said either Colleague, Gregson, or Cindric before this last restart, and it happened. And we've had a lot of first-time winners. Yeah, Adam Alexander just said we've had 4 first-time winners: Snyder, Jeb Burton, Josh Berry, Ty Gibbs. Great to see all these first-time winners. So Jeb Burton will lock himself into the playoffs. We knew he would. There's not much more to say. It's a rain-shortened race because Mother Nature, unfortunately, had to end it a little early on us for this inaugural stream. Wow, I think the stream went pretty well. I think I'll be back for Daytona, which is in late August. Other than that, I don't want to do this. This was exhausting. I mean, an hour and 50 minutes. Jeez. It would have been longer, too. It would have been almost 2 hours, over 2 hours. Noah Gregson gets his dash for cash. He gets another $100,000. Good job. Thank you. Season Yes, Soren72 is the code. Let's finish this out here. You remember you can use code Soren72 to get free shipping off all orders $20 or more. Oh, it's Johan. Thank you. Thank you, Johan. Thank you for being so supportive. Thank you for all my viewers throughout the stream, whether you tuned in for 1 minute or pretty much the entire thing. Thank you so much. And also follow me on Twitter if you want, at Review Soren. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Race review for this race, for both races this week on Monday. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.